Okay, distinguished participants, for both who are watching online and also who kindly be present in AIT, very good afternoon to you all from Bangkok, Thailand. I hope you had a good day. I'm pleased to warmly welcome you on behalf of the Regional Dialogue under the Switch Asia project to promote sustainable lifestyle through packaging. My name is Tani, I'm Unit Program Officer, and Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Which is the Switch Asia project, which is supported by the European Union. One of the main objectives of this component, we aim at promoting the uptake of SCP, or sustainable consumption and production, and mainstream SCP into policies and turn into actions for all sectors. This regional dialogue is sadly the last one in our series of 2020, which we hope that we can convince more of the audience and trigger changes in your actions, enhance better decision, and all of us could become very soon more responsible consumers and producers. Today we are talking about packaging, which has been one of the major global issues, significantly creating innovative economy and at the same time environmental issues. You'll be inspired by our speakers, understand how you can enhance your sustainability in your daily life. And I would like to take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to all speakers and experts for their time and willingness to contribute their knowledge and experience today. And last but not least, this is our period to work again with AIT, or Asian Institute of Technology, to be our technical partner in organizing this dialogue. With this, I would like to introduce Dr. Tanujal Bora from AIT, who kindly agreed to moderate and to be our key speaker. Dr. Bora is the director of the Center of Excellence in Nanotechnology, and he is an assistant professor in the Department of Industrial System Engineering in AIT. His specialization is nanotechnology. He has extensive experience to work with researchers to conduct many transformational research to tackle global issues with the application of nanotechnology. His particular interests include nanomaterials for energy and environmental applications, thin films, nanosensors for environmental monitoring, and many more. And he also has filed 2 patents, published more than 40 international peer-reviewed journals with more than 1,400 citations. Without further ado, may I pass the floor to Dr. Bora, please.
Thank you, Ms. Tony. I hope you can hear me well. Okay, before we start our sessions, so I'd like to just spend probably a minute to share sad news. One of our beloved professor, Dr. Eric Bohe, passed away recently. So he was an associate professor in AIT in the field of design and manufacturing engineering. And he was with us since 1985. He originally graduated from State University of Ghent in Belgium. And in his 40 years of experience with his industry, academic world, and as well as he has experience in working with UN. So he was an expert in manufacturing processes, eco-design, and manufacturing systems, packaging design and technology, 5-axis machining, robotics, rigid body kinematics, modeling, manufacturing, and biomechanics. So just a couple of weeks back, he left us, and our deepest sympathy and condolence to the family and friends of Dr. Bohe. And it's a great loss for us, and he will be definitely missed. And he may not be with us, but his strong influences in this field of industrial engineering will last for a long time. So with that, I would like to start our first talk from our keynote speaker, Ms. Marika Olaranta. She is the head of Bio and Circular Finland program, which is focusing on textile, packaging, plastic recycling, and building solutions. She has experience in circular economy, eco-design, and business value chains. As the head of Bio and Share Finland program, She leads the transformation of Finnish companies towards sustainable circular economy business models and areas. So she has MSc in economics field and has overseen the international business development, marketing, and strategy in her previous positions. So throughout her career, she has worked in exports of Finnish expertise from different fields, and she is an experienced leader in the introduction and implementation of sustainable business models and development. So I give the floor to Ms. Marika. Let's welcome her.
Thank you for your words, and thank you for the invite, and greetings from the very dark Finland, Helsinki. It's really stormy weather here. And may I share my screen?
Yes.
So my name is Marika Ollaranta, and I'm heading the Bio and Circular Finland program here in Business Finland. And I was really grateful for this invite, and I will tell you a few words about the role of the Business Finland in Finland, and giving the reasoning why we all need to change our way of operate, and also a couple of the tools how to do it. And in the end, I will give you a couple of the examples what kind of offerings there are available from Finland. So Business Finland is meant for the help for the Finnish companies to do the international business. We fund the research and innovation, and I give a guidance for companies to do the international business. The teams are also selected to select the best business possibilities that are in the world, and this Bio and Circular Economy is one of those programs. And it means that regarding the innovation, we are highly concentrating, for example, at the moment to replace the plastics and the chemicals with the bio-based solutions. We are highly concentrating regarding the innovations and ecosystems on plastic recycling, bio-based plastics, and bio-based packages, for example. And we are also concentrating on the sustainable textiles. But today we will talk about these bio-based packages. And the reasoning why we need to change the habits is that we are sort of like utilizing more than we are earning at the moment from the global point of view. And this is something that none of us can help alone. We need to cooperate. The governments and the cities and the companies are responsible to take care of this really huge challenge at the moment. And the reasoning why the companies should also concentrate on this is because they need to also think about their brand value. Are the customers willing to pay for something that is ruining our global health? And it's been already studied that, for example, the millennials are ready to pay for more and make the selections regarding the economical friendly products. They may have less money at the moment than, for example, compared to people like me, but they will also consume for decades. I'm not. And that is the reason we should really concentrate on this. So what we can do, I have worked for the design organization regarding the strategy, actually in Nokia, like a decade ago. And I like to think this as that you design for this sustainability. It's not some kind of stamp that you put in the end of in the production line. You really sort of like think that what is the sustainability shown in your package. It basically means that you need to take all the aspects. What will happen to the package after the use phase? What kind of transportation there needs to be regarding the materials, the packages itself, and also the packages to the end customer. Can you do it in a more sustainable way, the production lines? And also the transparency, where the material is from and where it's going, and also the transparency regarding that the social aspects in a production are taken care of. This could also provide opportunities for new kind of business models, for example, the renting the packages and also refund the customers in the end of the life cycle if they return the packages. Really new kind of thinkings. And this also requires a lot of innovation in order to make this happen. We don't have all these tools available at the moment. We also concentrate on the choosing the renewable materials in order to keep this material balance in line global wise, and also the guarantee that if you innovate on something, that material is also available for the decades from now on. And also think about this recycling, that what will happen in the end of the life cycle. Is that material something that can be collected? How it will be done? And is the customer, for example, rewarded if she returns the package? Thinking of the circulation of the waste and how also turning that waste, for example, to new packages or, for example, to the new kind of products. This also requires a lot of innovation. And this is something that needs to be done in a local aspects also. I believe that there will be a lot of different kind of materials available. Countries will have also different level of regulation. This need to be done together with the public and the cities and the governments, what kind of recycling systems and taking back systems there will be. And really tight cooperation between the companies and even the consumers in order that they are engaged to recycle the packaging materials is needed. So, and also the cooperation from the design phase guarantees that there will be a success case in the end of the life cycle. And in the end, a couple of the examples on the bio-based packaging that comes from the Finland. For you that don't know Finland, we are not the land of oil or gold, so we are only raw material that we have had is wood, so we know wood. We have been living out of the wood since the 500 years, and we have a good knowledge also on the pulp. And quite many of these bio-based solutions are based on the wood-based fibers and the pulp. So here are a couple of the examples. First one is the pulp that you can replace the plastic bags. Is quite popular at the moment. They are totally wood-based. Then the Woodly looks products that they look like plastics, but they are made out of wood. You can cover, for example, the toys and the food or the textiles with that material. The Sulapakis might be the most popular in Finland, and you can actually see also in the pictures the product that are made out of the other brands. They started with the cosmetics, but now they are leveraging the materials to other utilities also. And it's total out of the microplastic-free product. And then the Jospak concentrate, for example, the food packaging, and it utilizes 85% of the plastics less than the average packages are. And this is also a cycle that you sort of like are not able to perhaps change your habits right away, but you can do it also in an iterative way. Use less material and use less that kind of materials that are harmful in your society, but also that are not able to be recycled in your own country. Thank you. And if any question, here is my email. I'm happy to receive any kind of request and the networking possibilities. And I'm representing the Finnish companies regarding this bio and circular economic knowledge and the business model. So please feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marika. So we will first continue with the talks, and then we will have the question and answer session at the end. In the meantime, if you have questions, you can always type it in the chat box. So we will compile all the questions at the end. Okay, so Yeah, okay, so I think the next talk is mine. So I will, let me share the screen. Okay. Okay, so I will like to give a talk today on the packaging sector, basically what is happening because of the recent COVID-19 pandemic situation, which is a kind of a global issue at this moment. However, it has a very mixed kind of impact in the packaging sector, and what are the kind of sustainable solution that we have, and what is the future of the packaging sector in terms of the materials perspective. So I will go through some of the actually recent statistical numbers which are available in the internet, which gives us a kind of idea about what is happening in this packaging industry. Now, packaging industry is like a very silent industry. It is like everywhere. We use this packaging almost in everything in our life. But it basically ensures a safety delivery of our product from the manufacturer to the consumer end. Now, if we look at most of the packaging is dominated by the food industry or related product, but at the same time, in the recent trend, other consumer products are increasing. So the packaging industry is actually growing with a very faster rate. So in terms of the global perspective, the African and Asian nations are the most consumer based. So most of the growth in terms of packaging industry is happening in this region. However, the other countries are also playing a very important role. And basically everywhere, if you see overall, the packaging industry is always it's on a positive growth side. However, with this arrival of the COVID-19, so there is a mixed kind of situation currently going on. So these are some numbers based on our US survey conducted in USA during the period of March 2020. So where they found like there are certain sectors where packaging industry is actually getting benefited due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation. Whereas there are certain areas where actually it is affecting negatively. So because of the lockdown and all this, what happened is people started to keep stock of the household things, the grocery items and all this. So, and generally all of these people started to mostly rely on the e-commerce kind of ways rather than going and picking up from a store. So in those kind of areas, at-home entertainment and household supplies, basically the packaging industry was impacted positively. Whereas some other kind of activities like going out, enjoying with friends and family, having dinner somewhere, or watching a movie and doing shopping. So these kind of activities are now very limited. So, and all the items which related to these fields, the packaging industry is actually facing real issue and not much doing very well. Although these numbers are representing the US consumer area, but more or less all over the world, a similar trend can be seen. So therefore, based on this current situation, what is happening is that there is a big mega trend that is going on in the packaging industry. And there are certain things which until now probably the industry was not focusing so much, but they, in order to maintain positive growth, the industry has to rethink and reinvent the whole industry. So 5 of the key areas where the packaging industry should focus in the future, and especially to avoid another pandemic situation to impact negatively. So the first requirement is the sustainability. Okay, so it is very important Sustainability is nowadays also closely related to the consumer sentiments, the awareness, because people are more and more aware about the drawbacks of plastic or the what kind of plastic pollution happening. So therefore, with that, packaging industry has to come up with a new renewable or reusable or a material, biodegradable, environment-friendly material. So therefore, that is one area where the industry would like to focus in the next 10 years. The another thing is the e-commerce. There is a behavioral change in human because of the COVID-19. And even we now believe that even the post-COVID-19 time, this behavioral change will not affect it much, because what is happening is people are nowadays more and more going into the online shopping, ordering things for home delivery and things like that. So as this kind of business is increasing, so the packaging industry also has to ensure that whenever somebody orders something online, so they have to ensure that the product is safely delivered to the consumer, and the consumer satisfaction is very important. Sometimes even if we have a good product, but the packaging is not good, we don't like to buy it. Okay, so the packaging means a lot for the consumers. So that is something very important, and e-commerce in the next 10 to 15 years is going to boom. So we have to be keep an eye on that. And as I said, the third one is the changing preferences of consumers. So with the COVID-19, a lot of behavioral change is happening. So that is another area which the packaging industry has to focus. At the same time, they also have to maintain a cost, minimal cost, because nobody would like to pay extra just for the packaging. Okay, we just want to pay for the product, not for the box. So that is something challenge, because the current industry, the current material, if we have to replace them with some more sustainable material, then we have to also look into the cost factor. That is important. And something which is now coming to the picture is the digitization of the packaging. This is going to be very actually important in the future, because if we really have to have a sustainable packaging industry, digitization is important. It allows not only the manufacturers, also the consumers to have a tracking kind of system. It can also reduce the carbon footprint in a way. There are many ways. And also it allows for the manufacturing, from manufacturing point of view, it allows to understand about what the customer need, so that the industry can shape their product in a much better way. So as I said, like the awareness in terms of pollution around us is increasing day by day. And because of that, now consumers are very careful in terms of choosing the packaging material. So a lot of people nowadays prefer to have like a biodegradable material or more sustainable material. So this is something very, very challenging to the packaging industry, because coming up with some innovative material to address all these issues, and at the same time to maintain the cost, to maintain the customer satisfaction, it's not an easy task. It requires a lot of innovation, a lot of research, a lot of other kind of activities, not only the research. So to ensure like everyone is end of the day is happy, and at the same time responsible. So with this, I would like to just give some quick examples of what is happening in terms of from the materials perspective. These are some of the different kind of products. So our previous speaker also presented some. So these are all available in the internet. So these are just clippings from the internet. So this is a company called CH Polymers. They are using water-based biodegradable barrier coatings. So these coatings are now commercially available, and they are using renewable materials. They're sustainable, and also it is aligned with the sustainability of the material. And there are other benefits from the material perspective, like in terms of food packaging. This kind of material allows to keep the food fresh for longer time. These are, and also at the same time, it protects from the food from the surrounding. Similarly, there are other kind of materials nowadays available, like molded fiber. These are like 3D printable bio-based material. These are generally, you can use the 3D printing technology and you can print any kind of packaging you want. The material here used is, these are all basically from wood pulp. So they are biodegradable. There is no requirement for additional outer packaging, no need for any additional labeling. You can actually print the label directly. So that helps to reduce the carbon footprint. Because the 3D printing technology is nowadays evolving very fast, so the cost of production is low. And also at the same time, you can produce it at a very high rate. Then at the same time, we have other kind of packaging material for like lightweight insulation, mostly in the thermal insulation, temperature insulation kind of activities. So generally, for example, if we want to go to picnic, we take these polystyrene foam, the white picnic box. Now these are not very sustainable material. So now in market, there are alternative material available, which are much more easier to handle, flexible, also can be basically, it requires less space, and also you can have many different look. So your packaging also can have a very different nice looking packaging. Inoue is basically a Japanese company. They are also developing different kind of sustainable product, focusing on cost of the product, eco-friendly, durability, and hygiene, because hygiene is important, especially from COVID-19 perspective. The material should not contribute towards spread of diseases and all this. So this is something people will be more and more concerned from now on. Cellulose-based materials are now coming to play an important role in packaging industry. These are all from nature. These are all biopolymers. Now there are a lot of industry, the products are using cellulose-based packaging, like food industries, the different liquid containers, milk containers, and barrier films like that. So in our laboratory here also, we do work with a cellulose fiber material, although we are not actively working on for packaging, but then we use this material for different kind of application. And this can be also a very interesting material, because these materials, although they are from the nature, from the wood and all this, but they are actually stronger than the steel. So very interesting property and a lot of scope in the future. This is another company, Ecovative. So they are producing biomaterials for packaging, okay, which can be also extended for other kind of industry like skincare, apparel, food, and all this. So their technology is based on something called mycelium. It is basically the root structure of mushroom. So they call it as a mushroom technology. So these are all biodegradable materials. So there are currently, if you see, like already a lot of innovation going on in this sector to address this sustainable solution for the packaging industry. And overall, if you want to see, therefore, the future of the industry is about these 5 sectors: the sustainability, the e-commerce, the customer preference. If the industry has to survive, they have to satisfy the customer. They have to meet the requirement of the customer. At the same time, the customer packaged good and retail margin compression has to be maintained. That means the cost and the digitization. So I did not mention too much about digitization, but this is going to be also very, very big in the near future. So with that, thank you. And if you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. Thank you. Okay, so then we will go to our session. Now we have 3 speakers in our first session, which is for the social and economic aspect of packaging industry. Our first speaker is Dr. Chana Yangkamal Singh. Dr. Chana is the Vice President of PTG Energy and oil and gas industry. He has extensive experience in safety engineering with more than 25 years of experience in industrial engineering. So he is also a lecturer at University of Thai Chamber of Commerce for more than 20 years. And before that, he was an engineering consultant in MIT Airfall Group, where he led the business in their sugar mill plant, sugar farm management, ethanol plant, electric generator plant. So he earned his master's degree in industrial engineering from Chulalongkorn University and a PhD in design and manufacturing engineering from AIT. So I think Dr. Chana is not physically present here, but he has sent his talk in the form of video. So we will play the video instead of his live talk. So please welcome Dr. Chana.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chana Yangkamal Singh. It is my pleasure to give the presentation about universal design in flexible packaging today. This presentation is my research during I'm studying PhD at Asian Institute of Technology. Thailand is already an aging society. About 10 million Thai have passed the age of 60, which amount of 15% of population. By 2030, this number will rise to 25%. In 2008, Thai Packaging Association TPA established UD Packaging Exhibition in Bangkok. In this exhibition, TPA showed many package examples that provide many functions in various aspects to user. However, many people thought how to evaluate UD for packaging to make sure that user will obtain the benefit that designer tend to be, and how effectiveness of those design. This exhibition ignited me to do research about the universal design in flexible packaging and how to evaluate it. The agenda. Today I want to talk about the research of UD in flexible packaging, UD evaluation and case study. Third, heat sealing technology for easy open for flexible packaging. Fourth, collaboration with the ISO technical committee, which is the standard organization. I would like to come up to the topic number 1, research of UD flexible packaging. Now, if we discuss to trend the packaging, now the people around the world is going to aging, and the package increasing requirement for convenience among consumers. The trend towards on-the-go lifestyle among increasing time-poor consumers. The move towards smaller pack or portion pack as an incident of family eating together at dinner table become less common. And now many people increase awareness of environmental issue and the adoption of new regulatory requirement on packaging recycling. If we talk about the UD packaging, in 1989, Ronald Almes from North Carolina State University study the concept extensively applied to design products that are easier to use for wide range of users at all age and different level of ability. However, this the concept focus on generic product and environmental design. In 2007, Japanese industrial standard JS S00224. It is a guideline for older person and person with disability. It talk about the packaging and spectacle evaluation method by user. Method by user. principle of universal design that Ron Mace talk about is starting with equitable use, flexible in use, simple and intuitive, perceptible information tolerance for error, low physical effort, size and space utilization. But in this standard, this is a guideline for older person and person with disability. It talks about the function of packaging from starting use until to disposal, and talk about the safety of the package also. The packaging industry in Thailand was set up in around 1960. At that time, Japanese company Ajinomoto make the calendar package. It is a first portion pack in Thailand. We call calendar packaging. Customer can pick up, and by using the portion pack, the price of the product cheaper. The left hand picture is the photo of the packaging box, steel box, which was expensive product. It's very difficult to sell to customers. This is the example that we use to evaluate. If we see the package, we have question: what is the UD flexible packaging? And how to evaluate the UD performance of the packaging? So this is the objective of this research. We talk about the human ability. If we talk about the human ability, we need to focus on spectrum of the human ability. We use cognition, vision, hand function, and arm function to dealing with the package. And the packaging function, we have many functions: purchasing, handling, storaging, opening, pouring, taking the product out, reclosing, reopening, garbage separation, disposal, and safety that mentioned in this standard. We use the questionnaire and statistical method, factor analysis, to combine and looking the major function from universal design concept and the this standard, and make it new factors which is corresponding to flexible packaging. The factor 1 is the intuition, use, ease, and convenience of use. Factor 2 is perceptible information. Factor 3 is graphic and structural design. Factor 4 is easy opening, and factor 5 is equitable use. The topic number 2 is UD evaluation and case study. We see many products in the market. For example, this is the food package. We can describe two products together, and we use the photo. The green one is the pork taste, and the orange one is the chicken taste. So it's related with the factor number 2 and then number 3, perceptible information and graphic and structural design. Customer can see the product through the transparent windows. It's related with the factor number 2, perceptible information, and factor number 3, graphic and structural design. This is a standard pouch. It's a contour shape. It's related with the factor number 3, graphic and structural design, and graphic, the factor number 5, equitable use. How to evaluation? We think about the efficiency, effectiveness, and satisfaction. The topic number 3 is the heat sealing technology for easy open of the flexible packaging. If we talk about the design concepts such as universal design, food safety, customer satisfaction, productivity and improvement, cost, distribution, and logistics, We need to consider the packaging technology also, such as film material, converting, laminating, coating, printing material, slitting, e-sealing, packaging machinery also, until the product finished and ready to the market. So design concept need packaging technology. Open ability of the packaging. We have three ways to open the package. The left one is the pinching and peeling. The middle one is the slapping and compressing, and the right one is the pinching and tearing. How do you? Most people use the right most, but want to use the leftmost because we can reclose it again and keep it to consume later. Of heating temperature related to the bonding strength. For example, if we use the heating to seal together, if we use low temperature such as 145, the plastic can be reopened again. But if we use the temperature more than 154, sometimes it can be open, sometimes it cannot open. And if we use the temperature 160, is strong bonding. Many people cannot use the opening in the first way because it's strong bonding. But if we can control the temperature lower than 154, we can control open ability of the package. And if we use heating temperature more than 154, it's strong bonding, so it's quite difficult to open by the peeling and pinching. That we use to open the package. If we use heating technology, heat sealing technology properly, we can control the energy to open the package. In 2015, ISO TC 122 is focused on the packaging, talk about the accessibility design. This design I have joined to the ISO technical team, beginning from the draft until the final draft, until it's finished and announced to use it for the global standard. In 2013, Asian Packaging Federation has the workshop in Thailand, and it was supported by Thai Packaging Association, and we talk about the universal design and environment in packaging. Thank you so much for attending my presentation. If you have questions, you can contact me by this email. Thank you.
Her area of expertise and interest varies from sustainable packaging, green design packaging, to waste management packaging, and innovation for waste management packaging. So she is currently working on packaging design for Smart Farm KKU project. Some of her projects include packaging design and marketing tests for value-added Isan artware, product development for strengthening competency of OTP in northern region of northeastern Thailand, a study of tourists need to buy cloth souvenir in Khon Kaen province, development of cloth souvenir in Phu Yang Souvenir Handicraft Group. So please welcome Dr. Suming.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can.
I'm already shared my.
Yes, so you can start the slideshow maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Please go ahead. Please.
My slide. Okay, shall we start now?
Yes. Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Suming Pongpimon. I'm a lecturer at Khon Kaen University. Today, I'm proud to present my research when I was studying the PhD at School of Management at AIT. I focusing on the multi-criteria sustainability assessment model for the end-of-life flexible packaging with stakeholder views. In addition, the research focused on the firm level and involves with managing criteria adoption in waste management, in implementation. So when we look at the current situation for the demand for flexible packaging in Thailand, the demand is increasing because it's safe, it's lightweight, and cost effectiveness when compared with the rigid packaging. But however, it has problems like a waste at the end of life due to its poor degradation and separation. So this research is mainly focusing on the important factor to identify criteria and sustainable solid waste management concept. So when we look at the whole phases of the flexible packaging life, and all phases also have the stakeholder that we need to be considered. So why this research emphasizes the point of view of expert stakeholder? So for the research question are, what are the priorities of waste management? What is the score? And how to identify? And then the research objective is are to identify the criteria and to develop the multi-criteria that influence for the end-of-life flexible packaging and to implement the prioritize for appropriate solution for management flexible packaging waste. And for the research model, indicators sustainable solid waste management is the main concept that guideline and apply to build the research model. For example, this research use the aspect for the key factors criteria also consider the stakeholder involved. So the right-hand side, it show the preliminary research model, and I have to find out the influence criteria and solution based on those aspects. So for the methodology, this research have two steps. The first step is to identify the important factors which are the criteria for the end-of-life flexible packaging. Then it was screened to reduce the most important criteria by factor analysis. And the second step, I use the ANP technique to define the criteria factor for the end-of-life flexible packaging. Then implementation from ANP weight and set a strategy for waste management by SWOT analysis. This slide that shows the stakeholder expert. This research considered in three main groups. The first group consists of a nonprofit organization, academic expert in field of packaging and packaging waste, including government officer. And the second group is manufacturing from raw material to waste management business. And the last group is the customer, who are the company that use the flexible packaging to contain their products. So let's go to the ANP construction. First of all, we have to set up the ANP model construction. Why we use ANP? Because the structured decision is a network. Due to all components and alternative has influence with each other. And it's this technique prefer to use for the set public and policy strategic planning. And then the result of final priority realize are important of the criteria to consider on the first priority, such as technical for waste management, management support, refrigeration, and so on. And this slide that shows the result criteria and expectation for how to manage the flexible packaging waste at the end of life. For example, in material and design aspects, which is using a biodegradable material, or in strategy aspect, with setting incentive payment for flexible packaging. And in policy and planning aspect, we should to identify the marking on packaging to indicate the different materials used and how to dispose it properly. So we moving to the implementation part by SWOT analysis. So we use SWOT because everyone knows it's easy to use, like a tool for making a strategic decision. And in addition, SWOT also have a toolmatic to develop a strategy. For strategy, we can make a strength to advantage for opportunity. After we have ANP weight, these weight were adjusted value by weight geometric to for measure to determine in a single value, and total weight must equal to 1. Then we have to rate the scale. The scale to represent in the real situation by stakeholder or policymaker. In this research, we used 5 policymakers to rate the scale from 1 to 3. 3 does mean a major strain, 1 means a minor strain, and 2 means intermediate condition. In the same way, by weakness point, 3 that mean a major weakness, 1 mean minor weakness, and 2 intermediate condition. And this slide that show the toolmatic model. The strategy for flexible packaging waste management were proposed following these toolmatic. There are various solutions applicable to fully determine aggressive strategy. In contrast, there might be some threat and weakness that need to be mitigated and turned into opportunity to create more aggressive strategy. The result will helpful to consider the strategy appropriate to the situation. For example, in SO strategy, we should to develop a technology and research to support the recycle market and offer the growth. Or SO4, we have to improve the requirement and define regulation on use and dispose of flexible packaging waste. And we come up to the conclusion part. So the research aims to provide a significant factors with important criteria for flexible packaging waste management. The main factor based on 7 aspects of sustainable solid waste management and 19 sub-factor and 5 solutions by reflect from the expert stakeholder views. The results show that the most important criteria for each aspect were technical for waste management, environmental care and health, and incentive payment, and so on. And moreover, flexible packaging waste solution will identify and include reuse, recycle, waste to energy, biopolymer, and so on. So for ANP technique was used to evaluate and prioritize the relevant factors, and SWOT analysis which was applied to define a strategy and obtain insight regarding managing solutions. So for the recommendation in future research, the proposed solutions represent a small cross section and industry. So however, there are many certain constraints in some areas, some provinces such as tourist destination or insufficient area. For example, in Iceland or Phuket province. So for future study should investigate the ANP development and employ in local experts in the context of enhancing the efficiency of forecasting model, and also encourage the expert participate in specific area. This will certainly enhance the efficiency and appropriateness of waste management for further. Okay, thank you for your attention. And if any guy want to to study and learn more information, you can see in the Journal of Management of Environmental Quality. And thank you again for your attention. If you have any question, I will be happy to answer at the end of this part. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sami. So our next speaker is Ms. Onanong Pratakpriya. Ms. Onanong leads all corporate communications, operations, public affairs, strategy, and sustainability coordination for the L'Oreal Thailand, and manages corporate reputation program both internally and externally to eco companies, leadership in beauty tech, and commitments in sustainability. So prior to expanding her horizon in beauty industry, she had experience in automotive and tobacco industry, driving initiatives in communications, media strategy, and CSR, as well as handling crisis communications, external affairs, and stakeholder coalitions. In addition to these corporate roles, Ms. Onanong also had management level experience in international public relation consultancy agencies providing strategic communications planning for many leading global companies in petrochemical, B2B, IT, hospitality, and healthcare industry. So please welcome Ms. Onanong. So please go ahead, Ms. Onanong.
Okay, thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Onanong, and today I'd like to share with you the progress of sustainable packaging, particularly in beauty industry. But before we go into that details, let me quickly tell you briefly about our company, because I'm pretty certain that you may think that we have only one L'Oreal brand. Actually, our company is about 111 years old, and we only do beauty. That's why we are pure player, and we are #1 worldwide. We have 36 brands worldwide. In terms of the footprint, we have our channels, whether it's a mass market, department store, branded retail, hair salon, pharmacy, e-commerce, and travel retail. And we cover all beauty categories from head to toe, whether it's skincare, perfume, makeup, hair care, hair color. And we have many different prices depending on the brands. In Thailand, we have 4 divisions and 16 brands. I think you mostly know Royal Paris because it's the name of the company, but we also have Garnier, Maybelline in mass market, and we have luxury brands like Lancôme, Yves Saint Laurent, Giorgio Armani, for example, and also active cosmetic brands, like La Roche-Posay, Vichy or CeraVe, and professional products, in the like Kerastase and L'Oreal Professional in a hair salon. In terms of sustainable packaging, it's something that L'Oreal has been working for a very long time. We mainly focusing on 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle, and we really focus on sustainability overall, not just packaging. Actually, our commitment is a long-standing one. We started, with the reconstructed skin in 1979. So for this innovation, we stopped testing our product on animal very long time ago. And our first commitment in sustainability started in 2013, where we set target for 2020. And just earlier this year, we announced our target for 2030 under the program Royal for the Future. Just to recap what we have done when we first launched our Sharing Beauty with All in 2013, we target that by the end of this year, 100% of our products will be improved. We have an improved environmental or social profile. It's the overall product, not just packaging. Packaging is part of it. But it involves the formula, the ingredient, and everything. So far, since end of last year, we have made progress of 85% of our new products have already improved environmental and social profile. The type of material used in packaging, in beauty industry by our brands, mostly there are three: plastic, glass, and aluminum. What we have improved so far in terms of the carton box is 100% of our carton boxes are all 100% FSC certified already. In terms of plastic, what we have been trying to do is to reduce the use, reduce virgin plastic. Some of the brands, some of the products can achieve 100% recycled PT. Some still like 50% or less. And even the sachet, we try to reduce the size and change the structure so it can be recycled and use less materials. In terms of the glass packaging, we try reducing the glass and also try reducing virgin glass and also optimize the size so we can use less materials, as you can see, whether the, for the big jar, even 15% lighter weight matters. And some of the luxury brand also, we adopt recycled glass, partially of the packaging. Aluminum packaging as well, try to have it lighter weight. I mentioned earlier that we have like luxury brands, and for luxury, it's really about experience. It's about the luxury that the consumer really look for. So even with our luxury brand, we can try optimizing eco-design in our packaging. On the left-hand side, you see Absolute by Lancome. So it's a refill, which, if the consumer, they use 2 times, they can refill, they can, the glass when reduce over 50%. And, this SKU is quite high price, over 10,000 baht, but it can still give the look and feel luxury design to the consumer while saving the glass for over 50% of the packaging. And another one is the YSL, same concept idea, use the refill instead of, the full packaging. Yeah. Okay, let me share with you about L'Oreal for the Future 2030 targets, particularly only on packaging side, because for L'Oreal for the Future, there are many targets, for the old value chains. But for the packaging part, we target that 100% of our plastic packaging will be, whether it's refillable, reusable, or recyclable, or decomposable. This will be, in the next 5 years. And we target that 100% of plastic used in our packaging will be either from recycled or bio-based sources. So we started to make some progress before this already, but within 10 years, we have to achieve 100% on this. And moreover, we want to reduce by 20% in intensity the quantity of packaging used in our product. So before the launch of 2030 targets, actually we have partnered with, we have many partners who help us at the global level on designing and look for ways to make beauty packaging more sustainable. October last year, we announced partnership with Albia, which we did a breakthrough innovation for the first carton-based cosmetic tube. And in the same month, we also announced the paper-based bottle, which we work with Pacobo. So it's gonna be exclusive paper bottle for more sustainable beauty routine. And the paper tube I showed you earlier that we launched, we announced the innovation last year. The first brand that's gonna use this paper tube is a Roche-Posay sunscreen product. So we are not sure whether how the consumer will resonate with this new kind of packaging, because from the research, it shows that why people care about sustainability, sustainable packaging is one of the things that they look when they consider, but at the same time, they want to have packaging that is desirable and durable. So to make it, good for the environment and consumer needs, so it needs to come both, both sustainable and, design and durability of the packaging. And this one is the latest announcement that we just announced actually last month. It's a worldwide premiere on the production of the first cosmetic plastic bottle made from industrial carbon emissions. And this is something that very breakthrough for us. Even I personally feel that it's even more than the paper-based tube. So this one we partner with LanzaTech. LanzaTech captures industrial carbon emissions and converts them into ethanol using a unique biological process. And then Total, they convert the ethanol into ethylene before polymerizing it into polyethylene that has the same technical characteristics as its fossil counterpart. And lastly, for L'Oreal, we use this polyethylene to produce packaging with the same quality and properties as the conventional polyethylene. And we target to use this material for our shampoo and hair care products. Yeah, that's it from my side. But given we talk about sustainability and our love for the future is very ambitious with goals, I like to have 2 more minutes from you to watch our video to show you overall sustainability commitments that we plan apart from just packaging part that I was telling you just now. Can you help play the video, please?
At L'Oreal, we have long been committed to sustainability. But the world is changing fast, and with higher stakes must come stronger commitments. This is why we are launching L'Oreal for the Future, our new sustainability program. Our strategy is twofold: transforming our activities to respect planetary boundaries and contributing to solving urgent environmental and social challenges. With bold 2030 targets, our goal is to ensure our activities are respectful of the planet's boundaries. 100% of our sites will be carbon neutral by 2025. 100% of the industrial water used in our plants will be recycled and reused by 2030. 100% of our bio-based ingredients and packaging materials will be sustainably sourced by 2030. 100% of the plastics for packaging will come from recycled or bio-based sources by 2030. 100,000 people from underprivileged communities will gain access to employment by 2030. We will make available the information on the environmental and social impact of our products. But reducing our impact is not enough. We want to make a positive contribution to society. We are creating a 50 million euros charitable endowment fund to support highly vulnerable women. We're also allocating 50 million euros to help restore 1 million hectares of degraded ecosystems and 50 million euros to promote a more circular economy. With these objectives, we want to inspire people to take action for a more sustainable future. L'Oreal for the future.
Thank you so much. If you have questions, I will address it during the Q&A.
Yeah, without further delay, let's start our session 2, which is on packaging materials for sustainability. Our first speaker is Mr. Saichon Sitikulwanich. He is a marketing manager at Fiber Patana Company Limited, a recycling center for beverage cartons. Mr. Sachan leads all marketing, sales, and environmental campaign of the company. Fiber Patana did aggressive strategic communication for environmental campaigns such as Green Roof to bring all post-consumer beverage cartons and also upcycling process to produce. Roof sheet and donate to unprivileged people who didn't have budget to repair houses after disasters and be care. To also bring all post-consumer beverage cartons to recycle and upcycle to produce paper for the blind. Prior to his work in Fiber Patana, he worked in production field for 5 years and in recycling business for 7 years. He is also a lecturer for an environmental program on separating waste and recycling innovation for environment. Please welcome Mr. Sachan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Everyone hear me or not?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let me share the slide. Sorry for a while. Okay, for the first slide, I think I have to introduce myself. My name is Saishon. My nickname is Drill. Okay, and my hobby is cooking. And I have 30 rabbits to take care of. Okay, then we are going to skip the part of the personal to be the part of the company profile. Okay. As you know that in Thailand, we have 5 main categories of the packaging in Thailand, which are glasses, plastic, paper, can, and also beverage cartons. For these 5 main categories, we are the one who do the recycle for the beverage cartons in Thailand. And here, this is my picture of my factory. Okay, we located in Bang Na near Suvarnabhumi Airport. Normally, people know it as the recycle center for beverage cartons. In Thailand, produce and use the beverage cartons more than 100,000 tons per year, but everyone still didn't know about this. And one of the main topic is we just want to let people know that the beverage carton can be recycled. You can see on the top left side, this is the picture of the beverage cartons that use it in Thailand and all over the world. We have 2 main parts, which are the UHT beverage cartons and pasteurized beverage cartons. 90% of the packaging, the beverage carton in Thailand is a UHT. But 90% that we collect and bring the raw material to be recycled, like a picture on the top right-hand side, which are post-consumer beverage cartons. We also have our logistic equipment. We have so many types of the car to collect the UBC, used beverage carton, all over Thailand. The reason that we are focusing on recycle the beverage carton because, one, if we didn't do, we have no one to do for this packaging. Normally, Fiber Patana start operating since 1996. But in the first 10 years, we didn't recycle the beverage cartons yet. We recycle the paper that laminate with the plastic. So we have the technology, we have know-how how to separate the plastic and the paper separate from each other. And then for the next 10 years, Tetra Pak company, which is the most well-known company in Thailand who produce the packaging, this kind of packaging. They just come to see us and then asking us to try to recycle the beverage cartons. Okay, we have tried, we have a bit modifying our machine and then we can do it. The second reason is if we didn't do, the packaging will be stay with us more than 450 years. Misunderstanding, most people misunderstanding that the carton is made from paper only. So it's very easy to disappear in the nature is wrong. Okay, this is the layers of the carton. We have 6 layers of the carton. From the outside that you can carry the carton, you can see that is plastic. And then the next one is the paper, plastic, aluminum, foil, and plastic. So to make it clearly and easy to understand, inside the carton we have 75% of the paper pulp and 25% of plastic aluminum. This is the way for collection. Now we have a card to collect it from the market, school, hospital, household, village, temple, and the bread carton producer factory. And then we bring it all to our recycle pen. And this is I'm trying to let you guys know how we recycle the carton. I will show you like a cartoon picture to make it easier for you. Okay, after we collect the cartons, we just put the carton into the repulping system. It looks like washing machine at home. You just put the carton in the washing machine. Then we open the machine. The machine was will wash the carton and then separate the pulp and the polyolu. After that, pulp will be used for the recycled paper products. And then the polyolu, we're trying to threading, cleaning, and then using the hot press process to make the roof sheet. And this is the most important topic, the way to collect the cartons. As you know that, I will give you one example. I think people who live in Thailand and who have a baby will know that we have the campaign of the school milk, right? And then there are so many cartons left at school. So we have to let them know how to collect, how to manage the waste at the school, at your home, at your factory first. So we have three types of the way for the collection. The first way is the most hardest way, but the most efficient way is a cut, clean, and then collection. But if you are not convenient to wash right now, you can fold the back both sides, or you just flatten the carton. That is enough. The reason that we have to fold the carton or flatten the carton without washing, it can be stay for a year, so many years, without smelling, without insect. So this is the thing that we have to do before we make the collection. Okay. So I will try to explain more how the recycle process is important and how can we bring the recycled contents to making the upcycling product. Okay, for the paper pulp, mostly people will think that the carton made from the normal pulp. I think you can identify that we have 2 types of the pulp in Thailand, which are the short fiber pulp that made from eucalyptus tree, and then the second one is the long fiber pulp, which made from pine tree. So in Thailand, we import 100% of the long fiber pulp from the pine tree. We import from New Zealand, Switzerland to make the corrugate box. And this is a picture of the pine tree that we use to produce the cartons. Normally, we use 4 to 7 years to grow up the eucalyptus tree before using, right? But for the pine tree, we use for the 90 to 100 years. And now we got all 100% FSC recycled paper from the cartons already. So this is a picture of the paper pulp. Normally after we recycle, we send it to the craft paper manufacturing to use our recycled pulp instead of the virgin pulp. And then after we got the paper pulp, we also can upcycling to do the copy paper and also packaging paper. This is the difference. You can see the difference between normal white paper and then our paper. On the right hand side is a normal white paper, but on the left hand side is our eco paper. We didn't put some chemical to make it white. So it means that our paper color come from the tree. You can see that the picture is look different. On the left hand side is more nature. Also, we made an envelope, the book, everything. So the next one is in terms of the plastic and aluminum. After we shred it, we clean it, and then we put into the hot press process. So we got the board and the roof. Actually, our product didn't get the some standard in Thailand because of the old regulation, but we earned a lot of certification outside the country. In the last 3 or 4 years, we got the best in polymer category from the Material Connection New York. And then this is the picture I want everyone to see that this is the result, how we recycle the carton. Okay, as you can see, this is the freelance company, which known as the foremost company. We do the roof for the parking lot and combine with the solar cell. So could you imagine what is this one? This is the cafeteria that made from the EcoBoard. Normally we didn't build ourselves. We let Chulalongkorn University build, and then we support the raw material because they are expert. Okay, this is the milk company, milk farm. They use our roof and then painting the color on the top of it. And then to the reason that they changed from the cement roof to be our roof, because of our roof is can be save more energy and also can keep the cool temperature. Here is another example that after recycle, we can bring it as the material for making houses, making a container, making a coffee shop. This is a coffee shop in Chiang Mai. I have my friend built it. And this is more example to show the art in Wonderfruit Festival. As you can see, the reason that I show you so many pictures of the project, we just want everyone to know that, in my opinion, there are 4 steps to make the recycle success. The first step, you have to know how to manage your waste before recycle. The second one, you have to have the good process of the logistics to control the cost and control the efficiency percentage. The third stage is you have to find the way to recycle and make it useful. The fourth step is the final step. That is, we have to find someone who are interested in our upcycling product and trying to use. If we have 3 steps and we don't have any customer, it's impossible to survive in the recycle business. Okay, this is more example. Normally, you can see that in coffee shop, we have the milk carton, right? And then in the coffee shop, we still have the packaging that cannot be recycled, which is the flexible packaging, the sachet, the coffee bean bag, right? It's quite clean. The color is green for the Amazon. Then we're trying to learn from the Amazon. Then we bring all the recycled material that we can collect from the Amazon. We have the method to make it combine together. And then after we combine the waste, we recycle and we combine the waste from the UBC and then the sachet. So we got the wall, the spatial board to make in a wall, to make it like more nature, and then trying to use the waste in the restaurant, the waste in the cafe to make a useful product. Also, True use our product as well, but the color is not so good for them. So they're trying to use a sticker and then painting on our board. But the main reason that they use our board because of it can be safe for the energy and it can be keep the noise down. This is my funniest picture reference. This is used in our local people who sell the water, sell the ice, sell the soda, and then the beer. They have used our recycle board instead of the wood because of it very hard to breakable. And it can be used as a material for the construction as well. Material for the farming. This is the picture in the Bangkok Prep International School. Okay. So we just want to let you know that why the carton is important to the society. We have so many projects, but we are let you guys know that what is our main projects. Our one of the main project is a green roof. So we collect the cartons all over Thailand toward the Big C Supercenter. After we collect the cartons, we recycle and upcycling to be a roof, and then we donate the roof to the underprivileged people who have no budget to rebuild it again from the disaster. And as you know that I told you before that inside the carton we have two things, right? We have the polyalu to make the roof sheet. And what about the paper pulp left? So we bring the paper pulp to the recycle to be the paper, special paper for the blind people. So now today, since the last year, we are the only one person who sponsor the paper for the blind people all over Thailand. And this one is the next project that I want you to know, to see the picture, and you will know some trick of the managing waste. Okay, this is the picture of the school milk. School trying to change from the plastic bag milk to be the carton because to reduce the plastic, to reduce the percentage of the plastic for 80%. But they are still have the problem how to collect as much as we can. So we have to have a speaker to the school to let the student learn from us. When you got the milk, you have the corrugate box outside. You put the carton after usage into the box to keep it clean and to keep it a good look. And then when we put into the corrugate box and then logistic to our recycle plant is more easy. In the past, we can carry the UBC only 300 kilos per time. But now, after we let them know the way for the collection, we can increasing our volume. Last year, we got 300 kilo per time. But now we can carry 5 times. Now we carry 1,500 kilograms per time for the logistic. That will be safe for our logistic cost. This is the furniture that made from the school after we collect. The last thing that I want to mention is please sharing your knowledge to the people that the beverage cartons can be recycled, and don't let them to be the landfill because it's going to be look like this. And when the cartons go to the landfill, when there's some trash, some waste go to the landfill, it causes the problem to the environmental. And then this is the last project that I want to share. As you know that Thailand is the country who have so many people to go to the temple, right? The temple need the roof, need the money to buy a roof to rebuild the temple. The people who live around there want to give the money to the temple, but they have no money. So I just told them that, okay, we just rethink. Okay, for the people who have a lot of people stay around the temple, if you don't have any money, you just collect the waste and donate to the temple, and then the temple will bring the UBC to give to us and then exchange for the roof. So this is a more CSV project, not the CSR. And then also in the prison in Thailand, we started from CQ prison. Inside the prison, so many waste, so many important waste such as the plastic and then the cartons. So we go inside, we teach them how to managing the waste, and then we collect the waste to make the product for them. And the one who joined us is Kun Vacharajit from the CQ prison, is the starting person. Here, this is a picture. Okay, so this is a QR code from our company profile and then our products if you want to download. And then if you have more question about how to join our project, or how, if you want us to go to collect the carton all over university or over the company in Thailand, we are very welcome. Thank you for your attention. Oh, the last thing that I have the video to show you how is the process for the recycle field. Let me show. So that's all for the video. You can search our company name in YouTube, and then you can see the video and you can download the video from your YouTube. Thank you for your attention today.
Thank you, Mr. Sachin. So our next speaker is Ms. Wanaros Tantrana. She grew up in Bangkok and has over 10 years of international business experience in Europe and Asia Pacific. So after completing her master's in design management from IED Barcelona, she worked in HP's large format printing innovation initiative to user experience. Upon her return to Thailand, she worked to develop brand bureau at the leading design agency, Abroco, with a focus on hospitality. Ms. Wanaras then turned her attention towards the consumer product by co-founding Oswell Life, a Thai-Australian venture, where she was the managing director for 4 years. During that time, she became interested in the role of packaging as it relates to the brand image and how it can influence the customer decision. In July 2019, she joined Ball Corporation as the Sustainability and Business Development Lead for Southeast Asia. She works in Vietnam, Thailand, and Myanmar with consumer advocacy groups, NGOs, and government organizations. She is a strong advocate of product sustainability and circular economy. Please welcome Ms. Wanaros.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Bora, for the kind introduction. Thank you, everyone, for joining my presentation today. Let me dive right in. First of all, I'd like to show you a snapshot video of Ball Corporation sustainability progress and cover a little bit on our circularity by design of our aluminum packaging. So a little bit about Ball Corporation. We are a provider of aluminum packaging for beverages, household product, and of aerospace and other technologies and services to commercial and governmental customers. Founded in 1880, the company employs more than 18,700 people worldwide. Ball Corporation stock is traded on the New York Stock Exchange as well, and our head office is in Denver, Colorado. For those of you who heard of us for the first time, sustainability is the core of our company. At this time, I really appreciate this opportunity to share how Ball, our company, products, and team are able to deliver sustainable growth and highlighting our sustainability commitments in this coming up video. So that was our sustainability snapshot of BAL's progress on environmental, ethical, and economic strategy. Includes science-based GSG targets, renewable energy commitments, ASI sustainability certification, new products, and environmental monitoring from space. So for us, sustainability is not just a nice thing to do. It's a growth engine for BAL that delivers real value to our customer who needs to meet changing consumer expectation. So speaking of consumer expectation, I like to highlight a little bit on how consumer expectation have changed. Consumer wants sustainability programs that are serious and authentic. The goals must be meaningful and show a clear tie to reducing environmental impact. So let's take a look at what consumers are thinking. On the consumer awareness here is from the independent study by Hakuhodo Institute of Life and Living, or HIL ASEAN. So this quantitative research conducted in 6 ASEAN countries. The highlights here is that among 86% of ASEAN consumers are now actively incorporate conscious lifestyle in their daily life. They do it regardless of what others do or think, plus they do it and advocate it to others. So what point do they consider when choosing a brand? On the right side here, 78% of consumers are actively search for brand that have a positive impact to good causes. 82% will switch brand if a different brand of a similar quality support good causes. And when you look at the environmental impact down below here is the third rank after function and price when consumers were asked in the food and beverage category, what are the most important thing for them? So social responsibility around sustainability, it's a major trend in line with what Dr. Bora has presented earlier. This shows a deep connection to awareness of environmental and social issues as real problems that affect their lives and the people they know. And its impact the consumer behavior and brand selections. They have the power to greatly change the shape of companies in the near future. I like to now highlight the key benefits of aluminum material that can deliver performance on the sustainability issues that are critical to consumers right now. That aluminum is the most sustainable package. It is designed to be fully and infinitely recyclable, that the ring tab is integrated and that is easy to collect and sorted, that it has the highest recycling yield, the highest recycled content, the highest scrap value. The recycled aluminum reduces 95% of energy required to produce aluminum. It is already the most recycled package in the world, and 75% of aluminum ever produced is still in use today. Whether it's beverage cans, bottles, aerosol bottles, or aluminum cups, we have products that help consumers live more sustainably, and we can offer our customer a credible and legitimate way to positively engage with consumers on making a difference. Here, this shows the recycling process of used beverage cans. I like to transition to a discussion about real circularity. I like to define what we mean by real circularity, because when it comes to recycling related topics, so many words have lost their meaning. For us, real circularity means that all of the material from a product is collected, it's sorted. It means that all of the material is available to be made into a new product, and that new product is of equal value. So drink cans, once sold empty and placed in a recycling bin, get recycled with no loss of quality or material. And recycling, like I mentioned before, deliver energy saving of 95% compared when a can made from a virgin aluminum. So over time, that's a huge environmental benefit. So this is the event just last week in Thailand. Together, us, Ball, with the 3R Foundation, Thai Beverage Association, and Tip MSA, we organized the can-to-can journey to visit the used beverage can recycling facility, Anglo-Asia, in Lam Chabang, and aluminum roll sheet plant, UACJ, which is also in Chonburi, and the beverage manufacturing Chaba, and then our can manufacturing plant. So the whole process of producing, recycling aluminum cans from the first to the last step to demonstrate the ready now solution to the product-to-product loop recycling of aluminum. And I like now to outline how Ball is addressing the climate change, and which is clearly one of the defining issues of our time. We have set an ambitious target for 55% absolute reduction from our operations and a 16% reduction for our value chain in greenhouse gas emission by 2030. What makes this goal credible is that it is approved by the Science Based Target Initiative, which means that our target is independently validated as being aligned with the latest climate science, warming of less than 1.5 degrees Celsius, and confirms that Ball is a leading company from a climate strategy standpoint. We were the first can maker to have an approved science-based target. Furthermore, to driving the full circularity and driving more recycling of the aluminum cans, we have a comprehensive program to increase the full circularity of our product and drive can-to-can recycling. Some example here is that on the first left-hand top left is we implement the metal Recycle Forever logo on all our packaging. And as the research has shown that consumers are being more inquisitive when choosing a product, when looking at packaging to make their decision. So this helped drive the message and help the people to understand that metal recycle can be infinitely recyclable, and encourage them to recycle aluminum cans. And moreover, we also do social media engagement. It's also key to raise the awareness of recycling. And we use fun and creative activities to promote recycling at every occasion. So there has been a fundamental shift, not just about public awareness about the challenges of plastic pollution and recycling plastic, but also a growing recognition that indeed aluminum is the solution. We had customers launched new and exciting still water brands in aluminum cans. We also saw an acceleration of new product launches in cans and the incredible momentum and excitement about the aluminum cup. In our effort to reduce the reliance on single-use plastic cup, earlier this year, we launched the Ball aluminum cup at Super Bowl. And this month, we also announced several partnerships. First is with the Concrete Sport and Entertainment established a landmark aluminum cups and partnership to gamify recycling for fans in Denver, Los Angeles, and London. And the second partnership is Bird Call. It is a fast casual restaurant concept, also joins the Sustainable Cup program alongside Ball Arena in downtown Denver, Colorado, USA. So from all the sustainability initiatives within our four walls, our operation, we also continue to develop creative and inspiring partnership with our customer, with influencers to educate and inspire consumers on how aluminum packages can help them to live more sustainably, to live more sustainably. So this concludes my presentation. Thank you so much. For more information, you can contact to my email displaying on the screen.
Thank you, Ms. Wanaros. So our last speaker is Ms. Kanika Pinmani. She is the Production Planning Division Manager of BG Container Glass Company Limited, one of the largest glass container manufacturing companies in Southeast Asia, which produces glass containers and packaging for beers, soft drinks, beverages, food, and standard bottles, both local and export. So she earned her master's degree in Industrial and Manufacturing Engineering at Asian Institute of Technology in 2010. She has 12 years of progressive leadership and entrepreneurial and result-focused experience in the area of supply chain and production planning. So please welcome Ms. Kanika.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure today for being here, and I'm the last one. I try to make it short and briefly as possible. My name is Kanika Pinmani. I've been working for BGC Glass Container Public Company Limited for 12 years. We manufacture and sell glass packaging containers. BGC is trusted by its domestic and overseas customers due to our quality and of the product and technology incorporated with the productions. With the 5 manufacturing plants, BGC is the largest manufacturer of glass container in Thailand. Therefore, with the business and customer needs nowadays, today we move one step toward our customer-centric. Our customer voice is our priority. Like other products, glass container can be designed to meet functional and economic purposes. For example, to make anti-slip while grabbing, we think and design the leaf embossment on the bottle shoulder. Also, to give more space for holding the bottle more properly, dimple design is created on the thumb positions on the glass bottles, while the finish for the food jar bottles are rethinked to enable for better access with the spoons. And also we designed the finish for the ladies and elders to open more easily. Those are the sample cases for the functional and ergonomic designs. Then, like we be more than packaging. We customize the design to be more unique for the sports events, to celebrate anniversaries and for the seasons in the year. we do embossment on the glass bottle, or even we designed something that attract the kids. The glass bottle can be a toy for the kids as well. And then in addition, for being more environmentally friendly, we changed the design of the plastic sealing cap to the paper safety seal for the base food jam bottles that are now available in the market. You can see this, the sample. More than that, we haven't promoted the lightweight design, innovation, and production technology. What we have doing year by year is to design for the technology by reducing the bottle glass weight up to 10 to 20%. This is by changing the forming technology process from blow and blow to narrow neck press and blow. The product range are the beer, alcohol, food, and beverage bottles. By reducing glass weight, meaning we reduce the raw material and energy consumptions in production phase that bring about reducing the carbon dioxide equivalent emissions. As a result, this can lead to reduce the transportation and the final packaging of the customers as well. And these are the example of the products that are available in the market now. We have that sriracha chili sauce, the Yangoyun sauce, and like golden molten sauce. You can see that in the picture, we can reduce up to like 10 to 20% the glass weight reducing. By doing this, we also do the simulate those critical parameters to ensure our customer that reducing the weight still can maintain the bottle strength, impact, and vertical load. Also, we have the test run and trial runs to see the physical lab test, field test, and transportation test before launching to the market. These are the first topic. Then I pick up some paper that nearly, I think, to Dr. Bora. I picked the paper from McKinsey company that they study the next normal packaging trends are expected to evolve in the response to the COVID crisis. So next slide, please. During the coronavirus, you can see that people are adjusting their lives, and this impacts multiple market disruptions. The biggest change, including the shift in the consumer channels, hygiene and safety concern. This one is likely to Dr. Bora that says, so then I will just compare with our company case that for the first one, sustainability in the value chain for the next normal that we highlighted, and it is our one main core value of a company. Also, the hygiene concern is highlighted in this. So with the next normal, I think both of them has to be concerned and study more properly as well. And then by changing consumer preference, like you can see that the people are spending less and concerned with the price. During the COVID-19, then the consumer shift by both category and by the channel. You can see by the category, they cut back non-essential spending, luxury goods, and then by the channel, they adopt for the online shopping with the stay at home, replacing working at the office, shops, no spa, restaurant, crowded activities. For BGC, the most impact market segments are the beer and alcohol during the period of COVID. Beverage are another next impact, but food is good due to like no activity outdoors, and the beverage is another impact. Then the export market also got the high effects due to the COVID with the same reason or even more spread than Thailand. During the hot season of the COVID, like in April, March, like that, we studied so many scenarios with the worst case that the business should drop like double digits, but however, with the great control and excellent public health care in Thailand, we expect that we can resume and the impact of the growth will only one digit. Then the last slide, I just would like to point out that by the coronavirus pandemic, packaging company needs to pay extra attention to the 5 elements key. That first, we have to assure the revenue growth by identifying the strong growth of the demand and assess the impact for more regional supply. Then for the online shops, is more and more growth. But for BGC, we are like a business to business. We make to order. Then like 10%, we have the sale portals for the end consumer to shop and go online, buy online to our company. And the next one is we have to integrate the sustainability and the hygiene safety together. Next, the second one is conduct M&A scan. We have to reassess the potential value chain, both upstream and downstream. We at BGC, we do M&A with a recycling company. We use the recycling glass to produce up to like 80 to 90%. Then we have to scan the new market base for the next normal. Also, we have studied a new business like energy business. Next, the last one, we have to manage the cost pressure. We have the optimized planning tools. We use the advanced analytic and automation in the production warehouse and also in the along supply chains. Then for the regulation and policy, we have the exact responsible person to keep monitor and update the regulatory change and update to the group of the company organizations. Then the last, we have to deliberate where possible. We conduct the zero-based productivity, breakdown, accident, defect zero. And the last one, we have to divest the underperformed asset, like we're doing business weight reductions, inventory, aging, and spare part management, something like that. And that is the end of the presentation of my today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Anika. Okay, so with that, we reached to the end of our talks. So we actually overrun the time, so we are running quite late now. So we will leave the question and answer session, but we have noted down all the questions that were presented in the chat box, and we will communicate to our participants and speakers for the answers. And with that, I will leave the floor for Ms. Tuni for the closing remark for this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bora and all speakers. I would like to have a few points before we end our webinar. The development of packaging policy stems from intersecting challenges being faced by economies across the world. Growth in population has led to an increase in consumption and consequently an increase in the amount of per capita waste generation. Household waste generated, especially this COVID lockdown, contains increasing amounts of packaging waste and more specifically plastic packaging waste and many waste that are not sorted out properly. To confront the growth crisis of the waste leaking into the environment, particularly to the marine environment. Packaging policies are required to address the intersecting challenges of increasing waste and limitation of existing municipality waste management infrastructures. And I think this webinar provides us a very good hope that there are efforts from the private sector manufacturers to improve the quality of packaging and make it closer to environmentally friendly materials. So with this, we hope to work closely with you more in next few coming years to bring the changes to the environment and our planet. Thank you very much, everybody, and I wish you a very good evening from Bangkok. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.